you're up. More workers, more army, better map control. Every number on your screen says you're winning, and then it just ends. An army you never spotted comes pouring out of the dark, and 12 seconds later, your main base is rubble.
Oof. And the brutal part is the replay. You watch it back, and that army was sitting 2 screens away the entire match. You just never looked.
We've all been that player. And here's the key mistake, because it's not the unit's fault. The fog of war wasn't just hiding their army, it was hiding it while letting you feel safe. The most expensive losses in an RTS are information problems, not unit problems. Once you see how that works, you read every match differently.
So the resource we're really fighting over is just knowing what's actually happening?
And here's the claim I want to defend for the whole chapter. You'd think that if the designer just let you see the entire map, the game would get better. Less frustration, more strategy. It does the opposite. It wrecks the game.
Wait, really? Let's hear it.
Because the moment both sides can see everything, there's nothing left to figure out. You both know the perfect response to every move, so you both just make it. The whole thing collapses into a solved equation. Chess with the board fully lit is still chess. An RTS with the whole map lit up is 2 people racing to run the one correct build.
So the fog isn't a flaw the designer apologizes for. It's the thing that turns it into a thinking game at all.
That's the idea. Pull the information out, and every decision becomes a bet. That's the moment the game actually starts.
And to see how that bet works, you've got to know what the fog actually does, because it's not one thing. The map is in 3 states at once. There's the black part you've never seen. There's the part lit up right now, where a unit is watching live. And there's the in-between part, terrain you explored earlier that you remember but aren't watching anymore.
Remembered. And that middle one is the real troublemaker.
It is. Say you scouted 2 buildings 10 seconds ago. That terrain stays on your screen, but it's frozen. A photo, not a live feed. Your brain files it as still true.
Yeah, and most players don't even clock that the middle state exists. To them, it's just seen and not seen. And that blind spot is exactly where they get punished.
So if information is what you're really after, the first question is how you get it. And the answer is you buy it. Scouting is a purchase. Every RTS player knows to scout, but almost nobody thinks about the bill.
Come on. The bill is just one worker walking over to peek at their base.
Sure, but look at what that worker stopped doing. Say you send it to scout. It's not gathering anymore, so you just paid in economy. Send a soldier instead, and it's not defending or attacking. You paid in army and map presence. Vision is never free. You spend something real every time you take a look.
Yeah, so a scout that dies after one glance at the enemy base might have been worth more than everything it could have mined all game.
If it told you the right thing at the right moment, easily. That one look can be the most valuable unit you build.
So once you've paid for that look, here's the mistake I used to make. And, oh man, I made it for years. I'd send the scout, see their base, and think, perfect, now I know their plan.
And you didn't. That's the whole trap. You didn't buy their plan. You bought one frame of a movie that's still rolling, a snapshot, already aging the instant you looked away.
So there's this constant tension. Scout too little, and you commit blind. Scout too much, and you've spent the whole match looking instead of playing.
Yep, 3 scouts out, no army. The skill lives in that middle, paying just enough to never get blindsided. That balance is most of the genre, right there.
So that snapshot ages the second you stop looking. Walk me through how the staleness actually works. Does the map keep the terrain but lose the units?
Right, let me walk it. Step 1, imagine you scout and you see 2 production buildings. Step 2, you pull the scout out because it's costing you. Step 3, on your screen, those 2 buildings still sit there, looking totally settled. But step 4, behind the fog, they've quietly put up 4 more. It still says 2.
Yeah, and it feels true because I saw it with my own eyes. So the fog isn't just hiding the new buildings. It's handing me an old photo and passing it off as right now.
That's exactly it. The information isn't missing, It's wrong. And it's wrong in the most convincing way there is, because it used to be correct. That's the nightmare hiding in a clean-looking scouting report.
But a stale report is the obvious kind of dangerous. The sneaky one, the most dangerous read of all, is the map that looks completely safe, the one with nothing on it.
How is nothing dangerous? Nothing looks like good news.
That's the trap. Say you scout, you don't see an army, and your brain logs it as no threat, go expand. But you didn't see there's no army. You saw, I have no information here. The fog quietly turns not seeing into feeling safe. And the army that punishes you was there all along, just standing in the dark.
So a blank map isn't telling you the coast is clear. It's telling you that you stopped looking.
And almost every greedy expansion that dies on the spot is really that one mistake, trusting the dark.
So between a map that lies to you and the cost of watching all of it, how does anyone make a smart call here? It almost sounds impossible.
This is my favorite part. Here's where it gets really interesting. The best players don't see more than you. They infer more. They read what they can't see off the few things they can. Picture this. You scout once, you see 12 workers and 0 army at 5 minutes. That one fact tells you
They've poured everything into economy. That income didn't vanish, and it's not sitting in the army, so it's gone into tech. They're wide open right now.
so you've got a window to punish them. You never saw their tech, you didn't see they had no defense, and you deduced all of it from a worker count and a clock. That's the whole game. The fog turns a clicking contest into a reasoning problem.
And there's your answer from the top. Light the map up, there's no inference left. Leave the fog in, and you're suddenly a detective.
So far, this has all been about my information. Scouting it, reading it, not getting fooled by it.
Right. But here's the flip that makes it click. It's not only about what you know. You can go after what your opponent knows. Information is a two-way fight.
Hold on. You can mess with their picture of the game on purpose?
Constantly. Kill their scout, and now they're the ones staring at a frozen photo. Wall off a ramp, and their sightline is gone. Hide your tech in the back corner, so the one thing they'd kill to see is exactly what they can't. Strong players don't just gather information. They starve the other guy of it.
So every match has this whole invisible second game running underneath. Me trying to see you, and me trying to keep you blind.
And that's the game most people never realize they're in.
And once you can starve them of information and feed it, you can flat out lie with it. You can show them a fake.
Like parking a few units up north where you know they'll scout, so it reads as an attack coming from there.
Exactly. While the real army's already swinging around south. And that's the moment this clicks for me. It isn't chess. In chess, every piece is out in the open and nobody's hiding anything.
This is poker. You're betting on a hand you can't fully see. And half the skill is reading the other player and steering what they think you're holding.
A great RTS player and a great poker player are doing the same job. Honestly, good bets under hidden information and a bluff when the read is there.
And all of this, the scouting, the denial, the bluffing, runs through one piece of the screen we haven't named yet, the minimap.
The little map in the corner. What about it?
Think about what it really is. The entire war squeezed into one tiny square. And every choice about that square is a design decision. How much do you just hand the player versus make them go look? A blip flashes. A sliver of fog peels back. The minimap is the user interface of uncertainty. Honestly, I think it's the most underrated design surface in the genre.
And designers tune it non-stop. Reveal too much on it, and you've basically deleted the fog. Reveal too little, and the player drowns trying to watch every corner at once.
Yeah, and how much that little square gives away for free quietly decides how hard the game makes you think.
So put it all together. Every big call you make in a match. Do I expand? Do I attack now? Do I switch my tech? Each one is a commitment, and you're placing it on information that's partial, going stale, and might be bait someone planted.
And that's what gives those calls their weight. If you could see everything, expanding would just be arithmetic. One correct answer and you'd take it.
Right, just arithmetic. So the fog is what turns expand now from a calculation into a gut call, a scouted read versus a blind coin flip. You're deciding how much to bet on what you only think you know.
Yeah. And the players who win over and over aren't the best guessers. They're the ones who paid for the right information before they bet.
So circle back to where we opened. The fog isn't a graphics limitation designers wish they could delete. It's the one decision that makes an RTS a game of judgment. Take it away, and the game solves itself. Leave it in, and every choice is a bet under uncertainty.
Information is the resource you pay for that goes stale the second you look away, and that your opponent is always working to control.
And honestly, if you've ever made a call off a dashboard that was 30 seconds out of date, you already know this feeling in your gut. You keep an eye on what you can, and no alert is never the same as no problem.
Right. The empty dashboard and the empty map are the exact same trap.
So that's Fog of War, the one resource that decides every match, exactly because you can never see all of it at once.
Next game you load up, watch your own scouting. Notice what you're paying to see, and notice the moments you're trusting a map that quietly stopped being true.
And the second you've scouted and committed, the path you pick closes the others behind you. That's where we head next, tech trees and the real cost of commitment. Thanks for listening to Learning Podcasts.